That might help.
Baseball fans, welcome to postseason baseball here at the Ridge. Tonight's varsity baseball contest is between.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's playoff action. Virginia High School baseball as the Lightridge Lightning host the Potomac Falls Panthers in round one of the district tournament. Beautiful night for baseball here in Virginia at Lightridge High School. A little bit of a breeze blowing in. Tonight we'll get you a game time temperature at the first pitch. Coaches, umpires, three-man crew tonight for the playoff game. They're meeting at home plate right now, discussing lineups and ground rules. We'll go through the starting lineups for tonight's playoff game. The Panthers took both games in the regular season against the Bolts. Bolts hope to turn that around here in the first round of the playoffs. For the Panthers, leading things off and playing left field, Austin Ronaldo. Bryce Thunstrom at second base, bats second. Caden Bell, the DH tonight, he'll bat third. Jay Virgil at short, he'll bat cleanup. Austin Monahan on the bump. For the Panthers, batting fifth. Casey Lamb at first, batting sixth. John Brunsford in center field, batting seventh. Cash Cardona is at third base, batting eighth. And Michael Strange doing the catching tonight and batting ninth. Henry Linner is in right field and not in the batting lineup tonight. For the Bolts, leading things off, Donovan Newell in center field. Jimmy Burpo at second. James Nunnally doing the catching tonight, batting third. Ben Drinkwine in the cleanup spot, batting third. Mikey Sullivan in left, batting fifth. Tyler Rowling at short, batting sixth. Matt Coleman at first, batting seventh. Andrew Webb, the DH tonight, batting eighth. And Evan McCarter in right, batting ninth. And Mason Sproat, Meth, on the mound for the Bolts here in the first round of the playoffs. So we'll take a break while we do the starting lineups with the PA announcement, and we'll be back for the national anthem in just a few minutes.
At this time, please welcome the starting lineup for the visiting Potomac Falls Panthers. Leading off, playing left field is number 3, Austin Renato. Batting second, playing second base, number 11, Bryce Thunstrom. Batting third, DH number 20, Caden Bell. In the fourth spot, shortstop, number 17, Jay Virgil. Batting fifth, pitcher, number 16, Austin Monahan. Batting sixth, playing first base, number 19, Casey Lamb. Batting seventh, playing center field, number 9, John Bransford. Batting eighth, playing third base, number 15, Cash Cardona. Batting ninth, catcher, number 4, Michael Strange. And in right field, number 13, Henry Leonard. Head coach for the Panthers is Chris Pruden. And now the starting lineup for your Lightridge Lightning. Leading off, playing center field, number 9, Donovan Newell. Batting second, playing second base, number 5, Jimmy Burpo. Batting third, catching number 3, James Nunnally. Batting cleanup, playing third base, number 10, Ben Drinkwine. In the fifth spot, playing left field, number 17, Mikey Sullivan. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, number 6, Tyler Ryland. Batting seventh, playing first base, number 12, Matt Coleman. Batting eighth, DH number 11, Andrew Webb. In the ninth spot, playing right field, number 15, Evan McArthur. And pitching tonight, number 22, Mason Sproat. Head coach of the Lightning is Kenny Moreland. He's assisted by Josh Martin, Jason Basanas, and Jason Conroy. At this time, please stand, gentlemen, and remove your hats. Turn your attention.
First round of the district playoffs here at Lightridge High School as the Bolts host the Panthers of Potomac Falls. Mason Sprout on the bump for the Bolts. Making his 10th start, 11th appearance. He's 3-3 on the season. 4.47 ERA, 49 strikeouts, leads the Lightning against 18 walks. So the big right-hander's gone 40 2/3 innings. Other half of the battery is James Nunnally. Ben Drinkwine at third, Tyler Rowling at short, Jimmy Burpo at second, and Matt Coleman at first. That's your infield, and then it's Mikey Sullivan, Donovan Newell, and Evan McCarter left to right in the no-fly zone. So we're getting ready for the first pitch as Austin Ronaldo steps in, right-handed batter. And the first pitch from Mason Sprout is a ball outside. .75. Last game here, Arenado was 0 for 4, and he takes a strike. Breaking pitch just misses off the corner. 3-1 now. Good crowd on hand for the playoff game. Time called. Seems to be some confusion over the count. I think the home plate umpire actually had it as 2-2. And James Nunnally was there telling him, no, it's 3-1. Yeah, it probably should be 2-2, but 3-1 pitch is in there for a strike. So a full count now to Arenado. Again, three-man umpiring crew for the playoffs. Payoff pitch. Fouled up and over the netting and out of play on the right side. Another payoff pitch. Down and away, ball 4, so a leadoff walk to Arenado. That'll bring up the second baseman, Bryce Thunstrom. The right-handed batter. Potomac Falls in there, away blacks, black pants, black jerseys, white lettering on the back, and then Panthers in purple across the front. Bolts in their home, Carolina blue with white lettering, pants and tops. 0-1 pitch. Bunted down the first base line, and it's going to go foul as Coleman lets it go. So quickly 0-2 to Thunstrom. He'd squared the bunt on the first pitch and took the breaking pitch for a strike. So Ronaldo at first with a leadoff walk. And Thunstrom down 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Meff. In the dirt, good block by James Nunnally. So snapped off the breaking pitch in the dirt. Thunstrom didn't bite. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thunstrom was 1 for 4 at the game here a couple of weeks ago. Two and two now. Here it comes. Foul down the right field line and out of play. So Thunstrom spoils a pretty good pitch from Meff. 2-2 pitch. Little chopper out in front of the plate. Sproat will play it, and he can't handle it. He picked it up with two hands and started to flip it to his throwing hand. Hit. So it'll be an infield hit for Thunstrom. So first two batters on board here for the Panthers in the first. Caden Bell, the DH, steps in. Squares to bunt and takes a strike at the knees. Bell wasn't in the lineup the last time. Squares to bunt, pushes a bunt down the first base line. Nunnally comes out, makes the play to first to a Jimmy Burpo covering. It'll be a sack for Bell.
Next up, number 17, Jay Virgil.
Runners advance, so it's second and third now with one out, and the cleanup hitter, Jay Virgil, the shortstop, stepping in. The right-handed batter with two runners in scoring position. The infield is drawn in now. And the first pitch just misses outside. Good fastball from Meff. Started with the corners in, and then in the last second, middle infielders moved in as well. 1-0 is a breaking pitch down and away. So 2-0 to Virgil. Here it comes. Up high, ball 3, 3-0. .30 pitch, catches the corner for a strike, 3-1 now. .31 pitch, swung on and missed. Chased after the high fastball, so a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Virgil. Payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. Meff struck him out. Outside corner with a fastball right at the knees for the second out of the inning. First strikeout for Sprout. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Austin Monahan. He steps in with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position. Meff winds and delivers. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. So ahead 0-1. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Good slider from Meff. So he's quickly ahead 0-2. Strike away from getting out of this inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that one gets away from Nunnally. He goes to the backstop. And the first run's going to score on a wild pitch. So now 1-2 with a runner at third in Thunstrom. 1-2 pitch, breaking pitch, fouled away. Spoiled a good pitch from Meff. Monahan was 2 for 3 here a couple weeks ago. Breaking pitch, strike 3 called. Meff got him, froze him on a breaking pitch. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. Gives up the run on the wild pitch. And the Panthers take an early 1-0 lead. But coming up for the Bolts, Newell, Burpo, and Nunnally. We will be back in just a minute.
Don't need no 5-star reservations. I got spaghetti and a cheap bottle of wine. Don't need no concert in the city. I got a stereo and the best of Patsy Cline. Ain't got no caviar, no Dom Perignon. But as far as I can see, I got everything I want. 'Cause I got a roof over my head, the woman I love laying in my bed. And it's alright, alright. I got shoes under my feet, forever in the eye staring back at me. And it's alright, alright. Yeah, I got all I need.
Bolts coming to bat in the bottom of the first inning. We'll set the Panthers for you defensively. Austin Monahan on the mound tonight. The big right-hander working for the Panthers. Michael Strange behind the dish. That's your battery. Cash Cardona at third. Jay Virgil at short. Bryce Thunstrom at second. And Casey Lamb at first base. Austin Ronaldo, John Bransford, and Henry Linner left to right in the outfield. So Bolts trail 1-0 after the top of the first. Leading things off is going to be Donovan Newell. Newell batting .317 on the season. Comes in with 20 hits, 13 singles, 6 doubles, and a home run. 18 RBIs, shares the team lead with Matt Coleman. Good speed, always a threat to lay down a bunt for a base hit. Left-handed hitting center fielder steps in against Austin Monahan, the righty. Monahan doing some gardening out there at the rubber. Cardona in at third, a good ways. And Newell takes a breaking pitch down and away, ball one. Yeah, Cardona is in a good 15, 20 feet on the infield grass, taking away that bunt from Newell. There's the 1-0 for Monahan. And he checks his swing and fouls it. One count. High and away, ball two. 2-1 now. Here it comes, hard grounder to the second baseman. Thunstrom takes it on a high hop and throws out Newell. So jumped on the fastball, hit it hard, but right at Thunstrom. That'll bring up Jimmy Burpo. Burpo batting .351 on the season, 20 hits, 19 singles, 1 double, 14 RBIs. So right-handed batting second baseman stands in against Monahan. And Burpo takes high, ball one. It's dead. You can try those batteries right there if you want, that are in his case. It must have got bumped in my case. 1-0 is down low, 2-0. Two-0 pitch, foul back. There you go, Mike. He's got his charged right here. 2 balls and 1 strike to Burpo. Down and away, ball 3, 3-1. So 3-1 to Jimmy Burpo. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. The 3-1 pitch takes a strike at the knees right on the outside corner. So Burpo steps out, takes a little walk. So 88-mile-an-hour fastball from Monahan. 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Up high, ball 4. So Burpo draws a walk. 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Monahan, but didn't hit the mark. And Burpo's on first base with 1 out, and James Nunnally stepping to the plate. Nunnally on a tear, batting .491 on the season, a .614 on-base percentage. Got 26 hits on the season, 15 singles, 10 doubles, a triple, and 16 RBIs. Left-handed hitting catcher stands in, and he takes a breaking pitch for a strike. Burpo at first, 1 out. Short lead at first. And a throw over to first, more of a lob. Throw over to first again, a little quicker that time. Burpo gets back pretty easily. Burpo only has 2 stolen bases on the season. Oh, 1 pitch. Hard ground ball to the first baseman. Lamb throws to second, throws it into left field. Burpo is going to stop at third base, and Nunnally is going to be on second base after the throwing error by Casey Lamb. Hard hit ball. He took it on a high hop and turned to fire to start the double play and threw it into left field.
Next up, number 10, Ben Drinkwine.
So the break the Bolts needed here early in the game to try to get that run back that they gave up on a wild pitch. So Nunnally a reach on the fielder's choice and an error by the third baseman. And Drinkwine steps to the plate, down 0-1. Drinkwine batting .296 on the season. Here's the 0-1. Another breaking pitch in there for a strike, so he's quickly behind 0-2. Infield and on the left side. First baseman is in, and Thunstrom, the second baseman, is playing back. 0-2. There's a drive into right center field for a base hit. It's going to get down all the way to the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Drinkwine is on his way to second, and he's going to round second. Good base running. He's into third with a triple. Good read by Ben Drinkwine. He could see the play in front of him. He saw the ball from the wall. It wasn't a strong throw to the cutoff, and he just kept going around second. So a 2-run triple for Ben Drinkwine, and the Bolts take a 2-1 lead. Drove that thing into the gap. So now the infield is in all the way around with Mikey Sullivan stepping to the plate. Sullivan batting .295 on the season. He takes a strike. Drinkwine at third after the triple. That's Ben's second triple of the season. 0-1 in there for a strike. Still just 1 out here in the bottom of the first. 0-2 count to Sullivan. Here it comes, and he takes it off the front shoulder on a 1-2 pitch. And he runs down to first base. Sullivan, his team leading 12th hit by pitch. 12 times. The next closest is Tyler with 4. So runners to the corners now, and the Potomac Falls coach out to the mound to try to settle Austin Monahan down. Kenny Moreland has Tyler Rowling and the 2 base runners, Drinkwine and Sullivan, over talking to them on the third baseline. As everyone gets back to their positions. So 1 out, runners at the corners. Sullivan's got some speed. Mikey's got 5 stolen bases on the season. He hasn't been caught. And Tyler Rowling steps to the plate. Tyler batting .259 on the season, 15 hits, 12 singles, 2 doubles, and a home run. And Sullivan takes off, delayed steal. The throw through is in time. Good throw by Michael Strange. Shortstop Virgil came across like he was going to cut it and then let it go. And Sullivan caught stealing for the second out. So now Rowling ahead in the count, 1-0 with Drinkwine at third. 1-0 pitch. Inside, ball 2. So 2-0 now. Rowling with a .397 on-base percentage. 2-0 pitch. Got a fastball and fouls it back. Two-two pitch. Here it comes. Down and away. Ball 3, so a full count to Rowling, with Matt Coleman in the on-deck circle. Payoff pitch. Ripped down the third base line. Just foul. Turned on the fastball. So he'll see another payoff pitch. Here it comes. Another foul ball. So Rowling with a good at-bat here, staying alive. Time called by Tyler. Steps out of the box for a second, takes a deep breath, back in the box now. Here comes the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. Pops out of the catcher's mitt, and he'll throw down to first to complete the strikeout. But the Bolts come up with 2 on a big 2-run triple by Ben Drinkwine. They lead 2-1 after 1. We'll be back in just a minute. Casey Lamb's going to lead things off for the Panthers here in the top of the second. Bolts lead 2-1. Lamb hitting first baseman. Was 1 for 2 with 2 walks the last game here at Lightridge. First pitch in the dirt goes to the backstop. 1-0 to Lamb. 1-0 pitch, ground ball back up the middle. Base hit past the diving Jimmy Burpo. So Lamb with a leadoff single here in the second.
Next up, number 9, John Bransford.
That'll bring up John Bransford, the center fielder. Bransford was 3 for 4 the last time they played here with 2 RBIs. Shows bunt and pops it up off the backstop. One after the high fastball. Not a great pitch to bunt. No balls and a strike. Meff works from the stretch. Another bunt right to Drinkwine, and he looks to second, but goes to first. Nobody was there. I think he had a play.
Next up for the Panthers, number 15, Cash Cardona.
Tyler Rowling was over covering third, and Burpo, I think, was leaning towards first. So sacrifice bunt for Bransford. Moves Lamb over to second, and Cash Cardona takes a strike. Cardona, the third baseman. He was 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs last time they played here a couple weeks ago, and takes down low 1-1 now. Time called as Meff took a little extra time, checked the runner. Lamb out at second base, 1 extra time. Now he's ready. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. Fastball on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Cardona. Cardona, the number 8 hitter, lefty. Here's the 1-2, and that gets a piece of him. So both pitchers have hit batters on a 1-2 count. So that'll put runners at first and second with 1 out. That'll bring up the catcher, Michael Strange. Strange, right-handed batter. Takes up high, ball 1. And James Nunnally wants to go talk to Meff, settle him down a little bit. Lamb at second, Cardona at first. 1 out here in the top of the second. Bolts lead 2-1. Here's the 1-0. That's up high, 2-0 now. Swung on and missed. Took a little bit off that one. 2-1 now. High fastball swung on and missed. Couldn't catch up to it. 2-2 now. Two-two pitch. Strike 3 call. The outside corner. Meff struck him out. Third strikeout of the night for Mason. So that'll bring up the top of the order with 2 outs and 2 on. Ronaldo walked and scored in the first. Scored on the wild pitch. Breaking pitch down in the dirt. Just leaks through the glove of Nunnally, but not far enough for Lamb to advance. So 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball catches the outside corner for a strike. So 1-1 now. Here it comes. Fouled down the first base line, just past the dugout. So a 1-2 count now to Austin Ronaldo. Here's the 1-2. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Good block by Nunnally. Kept it close enough, so no advance. 2-2 count now. 2 now. So the runners will be off on the pitch. Here it comes. Popped up, foul territory, and out of play as Coleman and McCarter both run out of room. So Renato will see another payoff pitch. The runners will be off again. Meff works from the stretch, checks the runners. Here it comes. Popped up, middle of the infield. Burpo underneath it, just to the right side of second base. Makes the catch to retire the side, so no runs on 1 hit, and they leave 2. We go to the bottom of the second. 2-1 Bolts. It'll be Coleman, Webb, McCarter. We'll be back in just a minute. Matt Coleman's going to lead things off here in the bottom of the second. Bolts lead 2-1. A big 2-run triple for Ben Drinkwine. Coleman batting .407 on the season. Left-handed hitting first baseman. Sometimes pitcher, sometimes outfielder. Kid does it all. And the first pitch from Monahan is foul down the left field line and out of play. So quickly 0-1. Coleman's got 24 hits on the season, 21 singles, 3 doubles. His 18 RBIs along with Newell lead the team. 0-1 pitch, ground ball to the first baseman, Lamb, and he will step on the bag for the out.
Next up, number 11, Andrew Webb.
That'll bring up the DH, Andrew Webb. Webb batting .308 on the season. Limited time, but making the most of it. Pops it up into shallow left field foul territory. Ronaldo underneath it makes the catch. 20 feet into foul territory. So after a 26-pitch first inning. Monahan thrown 3 pitches and gotten 2 outs, and that'll bring up Evan McCarter, the number 9 hitter, right fielder. Right-handed batter stands in against Monahan, and he takes inside, ball 1. Monahan works from a modified stretch, starts facing sideways and then sort of winds, and that one's up high, 2-0. McCarter batting .245 on the season. One homer, 9 RBIs. Here's the 2-0. Way outside, ball 3, so 3-0 count to McCarter. Donovan Newell on deck. 3-0 in there for a strike. Three-one pitch in there for a strike. McCarter thought he had ball 4. Started down the line. Well, he was a little bit up. So a full count now. Three-two pitch. Here it comes. Swung on a miss, strike 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Monahan and the Panthers. We go to the top of the 3rd. 2-1 Bolts. We'll be back in just a minute. Second baseman Bryce Thunstrom is going to lead things off here in the top of the 3rd inning. Both lead 2-1. Thunstrom's 1 for 1. Single in the first inning, and Sproat delivers high and away. Ball 1, 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Slow grounder, but foul to Drinkwine at third base. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Neff winds and delivers. There's a fastball in there for a strike. 1-2 now. Wind has settled down. There was a breeze at the beginning of the game blowing in, but sort of settled down now. And the fastball just misses outside as Nunnally tries to frame it. That'll even the count at 2-2. And that one sails in on him. Called a foul ball. First called a foul ball, and then Thunstrom took his arm guard off and showed him the mark on his arm, and they awarded him first base. Kenny Moreland's going to come out and ask about that. So Thunstrom hit by the pitch to lead off the third here. That's going to stand.
Now batting number 20, Caden Bell.
That'll bring up Caden Bell, the DH. Sacrifice bunt in the first inning. As the Panthers play a little small ball. See if they continue that. Nope, doesn't show bunt, and that one sails up and in on him. 1-0 now. Pitch, ground ball back up the middle, base hit into center field. So Bell delivers with a single. Thunstrom stops at second base. First two on again here in the third, much like the first inning. So nobody out. That'll bring up Jay Virgil. Struck out looking in the first. He's 0 for 1. Breaking pitch grounded softly to Burpo at second, flips to Tyler at short for one, at second for one, on to first, not in time. Ball was just not hit hard enough, but they get the runner at second. So Virgil reaches on the fielder's choice. Thunstrom moves to third, so they'll have runners at the corners and one out. And Austin Monahan stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 1, struck out looking to end the first inning. Could help himself out here. Runner goes, pitch is high, throw down to second is not in time. Throw was there behind the bag. And the tag not applied as the runner Virgil slid to the inside of the bag. So 1-0 and runners at second and third now. So the infield drawn in all the way around. Meff peers over the mitt. Here's the 1-0. Fly ball to center field. Newell goes back. He will make the catch. Throw's going to go to third, and it is not in time. Strong throw, but still not in time, and Monahan ties the game with a sac fly. Thunstrom comes in to tie the game at 2. Virgil moves to third. Now Casey Lamb, who singled in the second inning, stranded at second base, steps in and takes a breaking pitch for a strike. A 1 pitch, fastball swung on and missed, way behind the fastball. So Meff's ahead 0-2 here on Lamb. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Meff struck him out. 4th strikeout of the night, and that one ends the threat in the third. But they do tie the game on a sac fly by Monahan. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-2. It'll be Newell, Burpo, and Nunnally. Top of the order for the Bolts. We'll be back in just a minute. Bottom of the third inning, 2-2 here at Lightridge. Donovan Newell's going to lead things off. Newell 0 for 1, grounded out to second to lead things off in the first. Newell came in batting .317 on the season, a .450 on-base percentage. And second on the team in steals with 14. So Austin Monahan, the right-hander, still working for the Panthers. As Newell steps in. And way inside as Newell jackknifes out of the way of the fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. One 0 pitch. Fouled right at the plate. Cardona at third. In a few steps, not as much as he was Newell's first at bat. He definitely took the bunt away in the first inning. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. So 1-2 now to Newell. One-two pitch. Just misses inside. 2-2 now. Here it comes. Line drive, base hit into right field. Hard hit ball through the hole, and Newell is on with a leadoff single here in the third. Took the 1-2 fastball and just ripped it through the hole. So Newell at first, and Jimmy Burpo steps to the plate. Burpo walked and scored in the first. He came in batting .351. Throw over to first, and Newell gets back. Monahan's got a pretty quick move and a strong arm, so he gets the ball over to first base quickly. Burpo shows bunt and takes a strike. So no balls, 1 strike to Burpo. Newell with a medium lead at first. Throw over to first, and that one just gets away from Lamb for a second, but not far enough. So still an 0-1 count. Newell's extended his lead by about a half a step now. 0-1, runner goes. Breaking pitch, throw down to second is not in time. Picked a good pitch to go on. Breaking pitch. Seemed like it took forever to get there. As a catcher, the guy's running to second base, it probably does feel like forever, that breaking pitch. So that was a little bit high. 1-1 now to Burpo, with Newell at second in scoring position. Monahan wants to talk to Michael Strange, the catcher. So they call timeout. '15th stolen base of the season for Newell. Here's the 1-1. Breaking pitch outside. 2-1 now to Burpo. Two-one pitch. Up and over the backstop. So that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Burpo's another guy that can get on base. 466 on base percentage. 2-2. Breaking pitch chopped, foul down the third base line. Some good hands there by Burpo. That breaking pitch started at his left hip. Came back over the plate in the last minute. He got his hands through to foul it off. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Newell at second. Monahan checks him, and that one's way outside. Good stop by Strange. That was on its way to the backstop. So a full count now to Burpo. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Score tied at 2. Payoff pitch, here it comes. Popped up into shallow center field. Bransford coming a long way, and Thunstrom calls him off from the second base position. So it looked like Bransford was going to have to rush to get to that, and then Thunstrom all of a sudden called everybody off. So 1 out now, and they're going to walk Nunnally. Intentional walk. So that'll put runners at first and second. And they'd rather face Ben Drinkwine, who tripled to the wall in right center and drove in 2 runs in the first inning. So Nunnally draws the intentional walk. He's at first. Newell's at second. Drinkwine 1 for 1 with a 2-run triple. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Good slider by Monahan. Here's the 0-1. Fouled straight back. Good cut by Drinkwine, but he's behind 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. That is driven to left field. Ronaldo is right there, though, for the out. Well hit ball on a line, but right at Austin Ronaldo in left for the second out. So Strange wants to go out and talk to Monahan again. As Mikey Sullivan walks to the plate. Mikey was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Came in batting .295. His on-base percentage is .557. When you get hit by 12 pitches in the season, that'll help. Pickoff attempt to second base, and Newell dives back. A little timing play between Thunstrom and Monahan. First pitch to Sullivan is down and in, ball 1, 1-0. .1-0 pitch, foul down the left third base side and off the netting. So that'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Sullivan, left-handed batter, stands in against the big righty, Austin Monahan. Trying to get out of a jam here with Bolts on first and second. One pitch. That backdoor slider picks up the outside corner, so 1-2 now to Mikey. I'd be surprised if they put the runners in motion. Gave Newell the green light to take third. 1-2 pitch. Little slow grounder to Thunstrom at second. Throw to first in time. He had to contend with Nunnally jumping in front of him. But they get out of the jam after first and second and one out. So after 3, 2-2. We'll be back right after this.
Outside of this one church town, there's a gold dirt road to a whole lot of nothing. Got a deed to the land, but it ain't my ground. This is God's country. We pray for rain and thank Him when it's falling, 'cause it brings a grain and a little bit of money. We put it back in a plate, I guess that's why they call it God's country. I saw the light in a sunrise, sitting back in a 40 on the muddy riverside, getting baptized in holy water and shine with the dogs running. Saved by the sound of a pin-found Dixie whistle in the wind that'll get you heaven bound. The devil went down to Georgia, but he didn't stick around. This is God's country. We turn the dirt and work until the week's done. We take a break and break bread on Sunday, then do it all again, 'cause we're proud to be from God.
Top of the fourth inning, all tied at 2. Center fielder John Bransford leading things off. Sacrifice bunt in the second inning. So the right-handed hitting center fielder stands in against Mason Sprout, who delivers outside and low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. That one's outside, 2-0 now. Right down Broadway, 2-1 now. Took a lot off that pitch. A changeup working quickly now. Here's the 2-1. Outside, ball 3. So Bransford, the number 7 hitter, Meff's going to face 7, 8, 9 here. You don't want to walk this guy. 3-1 pitch. Fly ball into shallow center field. Newell on the run and makes the catch. Got a good jump on that sinking line drive into the right center field gap, and Newell tracked it down with his speed. So the no-fly zone out there. So 1 out, and that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Cash Cardona, the third baseman. Hit by a pitch in the second. And takes inside again, 1-0. That was close. One-0 pitch, a little fister to the right side. Burpo one-hands it and throws to first, not in time, had to double pump. And the double pump is what cost him. So they're going to give Cardona a hit. A tough play for Burpo coming in, charging that. So a 1 out infield single for Cardona, and that brings up Michael Strange, the catcher, struck out looking, and he fouls the first pitch to the backstop. So no balls, 1 strike to Strange. Meff checks the runner. Here's the 0-1, fouled straight back again. So quickly 0-2 to the catcher. Four strikeouts tonight for Meff. Just 1 walk. 0-2 pitch. Down in the dirt. Good block by Nunnally. Bless you. ball, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Strike 3 call. The outside corner. Meff struck him out. Second time Strange has gone down looking on that same outside corner pitch. So 2 outs now, and that brings up the leadoff batter, Austin Ronaldo. 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Popped up to Burpo to end the second inning. And he takes up and in. Fastball 1-0. That one's in the dirt, 2-0 now. 1 in the first and 1 in the third for Potomac Falls. 2 in the first for the Bolts, and that's where we are, 2-2. That one's outside, ball 3, so 3-0 now to Ronaldo. Catches the corner, 3-1 now. Meff gets the ball back. Foot still already on the rubber, ready to go. 3-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner, 3-2. So runner will be off on the pitch. Here it comes. High fastball, tomahawked foul over the third base dugout, not a play. Ronaldo stays alive. Going after anything close. That one was up and in on him. So Cardona will be off again. And the 3-2 is down and away, ball 4. So Ronaldo wins that battle. Puts runners at first and second, and Bryce Thunstrom stepping to the plate. Singled in the first, and then was hit by a pitch in the third. Scored on Monahan's sac fly. F checks the runner. Breaking pitch misses outside. 1-0. The 1-0's outside. 2-0 now. And Kenny Moreland wants to come out and talk to Mason with a 2-0 count. Five strikeouts on the night and just the 2 walks. That's 79 pitches through 3 2/3. So Moreland heads back to the dugout. Meff is ready to go. Cardona at second, Ronaldo at first. Here's the 2-0. Popped up in foul territory. Nunnally and Coleman converge. Nunnally will crash into the fence as that one just hit the top of the fence in the netting. 3 more inches and that's an out. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Meff leans in, gets the sign. Here it comes. Foul to the backstop. 2-2 now. That found its way through the netting. So a 2-2 pitch coming. Timeout called by Thunstrom. Here it comes. Breaking pitch outside, ball 3, so a full count. Runners will be off again. Time called by Thunstrom. A little chess game going on. Meff's ready to go, and Thunstrom steps into the box. Payoff pitch. Ground ball to Burpo at second. Gobbles that up and throws to Coleman for the out to retire the side. So they get out of it. They leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 2-2. It'll be Rowling, Coleman, and Webb. 6, 7, 8 for the Bolts. We'll be back in just a minute.
Well, you're a real tough cookie with a long history of breaking little hearts like the one of me. That's okay, let's see how you do it. Put up your dukes, let's get down to it. Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot.
Tyler Rowling is going to lead things off for the Bolts here in the bottom of the 4th. Game tied at 2. Rowling 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out looking in the first. So the right-handed hitting shortstop stands in against Austin Monahan. It was Monahan's sac fly in the 3rd inning that tied the game. Winds and delivers. And just a bit high, 1-0 now. Breaking pitch, ripped down the third base line. Arenado is over that way anyway, and he cuts it off before it gets to the corner. So a leadoff single for Rowling right down the third base line. So that'll bring up Matt Coleman. Coleman grounded out to the first baseman, Lamb. In the 2nd inning, he's 0 for 1. Rowling at first. Shows bunt and takes a ball. Rowling has 6 stolen bases on the season. Short lead at first. 1-0 pitch. Shows bunt. And pulls back. Takes ball 2 down and away. They want to appeal out with the second base umpire at second base, and he agrees. He didn't hold the bunt there. He did pull back, so it's a 2-0 count. 2-0 is bunted foul. Coleman was trying to sneak one. That was not a sack. Square at the last second, fouled it off. 2-1 now. Cardonia's way in at third. Throw over to first, and Rowling gets back standing up. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Shows bunt, bunts it right back to Monahan at the mound. Throws to first, and he throws it away. Throws it out into right field. Rowling around third. He's going to score. Coleman's going to go all the way to third base on the throwing error by Austin Monahan. Threw it right between the runner, Coleman, and the first baseman, Lamb, and it went all the way down to the right field corner. Monahan doesn't let up on anything, and he threw that thing about as fast as his 88-mile-an-hour fastball, and because of that, it went all the way down into the corner, and the Bolts have taken a 3-2 lead on the throwing error by Monahan, and it puts the ball is bunted, and it spins back foul. Was popped up. It fell in between the pitcher, the first baseman, and the catcher, and then spun back into foul territory. So safety squeeze was on Adam. So Webb now swinging away and fouls it away. So nobody out. Coleman at third and Andrew Webb behind 0-2. If that bunt had stayed fair, that would have been the craziest thing ever. Pop a bunt up like that very often and get away with it. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball, base hit past the third baseman Cardona. That drives in Coleman and makes it 4-2. So Webb on an 0-2 pitch gets out in front of the fastball and drives it past the drawn-in third baseman for an RBI single. So 2 across here for the Bolts. Take a 4-2 lead. Still nobody out. And Andrew Webb at at first base, and that'll bring up Evan McCarter. McCarter struck out swinging. He shows bunt, bunts it right back to Monahan. Monahan throws to second for the lead runner. Just hit a bit too hard. So the lead runner is erased. 1-4. McCarter will reach on the fielder's choice. So 1 out, McCarter at first, and Donovan Newell steps to the plate. Newell 1 for 2 tonight with a stolen base. And he bunts it, a little drag bunt down the first base line. And played by Monahan, and McCarter rounded second. Didn't even stop, but he's back to second safely. So a sacrifice bunt moves McCarter to second. He almost had some crazy base running there and got thrown out as he rounded second base, almost went halfway to third. So Newell's sack moves McCarter to second, and that brings up Jimmy Burpo. 2 outs now, and Burpo takes a breaking pitch in for a strike. So no balls, 1 strike to Burpo. Burpo 0 for 1, walked and scored in the first and popped up in the third, and that one he fouls to the backstop. So he's behind 0-2. 2 runs across here in the bottom of the fourth for the Bolts, and they take a 4-2 lead. So Burpo stands in. McCarter at second. Monahan steps off, wants to see the signs again. Oh, 0-2 pitch. That's driven to center field, but Bransford is there and makes the catch. in left center for the out. Well hit ball by Burpo, but hung up for a fly out to end the inning. But the Bolts come away with 2 when they take a 4-2 lead as we go to the top of the 5th. It'll be Bell, Virgil, and Monahan, 3-5 for the Panthers when we come back.
Listening to the radio, I heard a song reminded me of long ago. Back then I thought that things were never gonna change. It used to be that I never had to feel the pain. I know now that things will never be the same now. I wanna go back and do it all over, but I can't go back, I know. I wanna go back, 'cause I'm feeling so much older, but I can't go back, I know. I recall hanging out on Friday night.
The DH, Caden Bell, is going to lead things off here in the top of the 5th inning. Bolts lead 4-2. New pitcher for the Bolts, lefty Matt Coleman. And Andrew Webb goes from the DH position to first base, and Coleman's first pitch is a strike to Bell. Coleman making his 9th appearance, all in relief. He's 5-0 with a 2.13 earned run average. Here's the 0-1. That one sails outside. 1-1 now. The lefty has 19 strikeouts and just 3 walks in 19 2/3 innings. Here's the 1-1. In there for a strike right at the knees. So a little different velocity than Meth, but what Matt gives up in velocity, he's got pinpoint control. Good location, 1-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Matt struck him out.
Bring up number 17, Jay Virgil.
So Meth went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs. Had 5 strikeouts and 2 walks. And Jay Virgil steps to the plate, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. So Matt ahead again. That first pitch strike is so important, and Matt Coleman's so good at it. Here's the 0-1. Oh, just misses. Not even the count at 1-1. Here it comes. Popped up and over the backstop and out of play. So 1-2 now to Virgil. Virgil 0 for 2. He struck out in the first and reached on a fielder's choice in the third. One-two pitch, foul to the backstop. Right around where all the cameras are set up. That's one of the GoPros. Got dislodged, and Dad went and fixed it, Mr. Burpo. 1-2. Fly ball to center field. Newell moving over towards left and makes the catch for the out. He was shaded over towards right, had to come a long way, but
Next up, number 16, Austin Monahan.
speed out there in center field and Newell and makes it look pretty routine. So 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring up Austin Monahan. Monahan, the pitcher for the Panthers. 0 for 1. He struck out looking in the first. His sac fly in the third to center field drove in at the time the tying run. A little ground ball to Webb at first, and he'll gobble that up and take it himself. One pitch A great inning for Coleman and the Bolts. So 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bolts lead 4-2. It'll be Nunnally, Drinkwine, and Sullivan. Meat of the order. We'll be back in just a minute.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. I thought love was more or less a given thing. It seems the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use in trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. Love was out to get me. Now that's the way it seems.
James Nunnally's going to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bolts lead 4-2. Nunnally reached on a fielder's choice in the first, came around to score, and then was intentionally walked in the third. So Austin Monahan still on the bump for the Panthers as Nunnally stands in, and that one goes to the backstop. Tailed away from the catcher, Strange. So 1 ball, no strikes to James Nunnally. Nunnally came in batting .491 on the season. Here's the 1-0 in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. On base percentage of .614 for Nunnally. The 1-1 is outside, 2-1 now. Monahan just now up over 70 pitches for the night. Here's the 2-1. Breaking pitch down and in, so 3-1 count to Nunnally. This could be an intentional walk. 3-1. And he takes the fastball for a strike. Another dangerous pitch inside part of the plate to Nunnally. So a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Line drive into center field. Base hit for Nunnally. Rounds first, but he'll stop there. So a leadoff single. And that'll bring up Ben Drinkwine. Drinkwine 1 for 2 tonight. Tripled in 2 runs in the first. And then flew out hard to the left fielder, Renato, in the third. So he's hit the ball hard 2 times. Nunnally takes off. Pitch is in there for a strike, and the throw to second, not in time. I thought it was a strike. So Nunnally with a stolen base is at second. No balls, 1 strike to Drinkwine. That was Nunnally's 20th stolen base of the season. Leads the team. 0-1 pitch. And he tries to check his swing, but they call him on the swing right there at home plate. 1-1 now. No, 0-2. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Drinkwine. Here's the pitch. Line down the right field line and out of play. So Drinkwine spoils a good fastball from Monahan on the outside part of the plate to stay alive. Pickoff play at second, and Nunnally gets back. He's out there dancing. Another spin move by Monahan, and Thunstrom coming in from second. Nunnally gets back standing up. He's got him thinking out there. Monahan doesn't do well with base runners. 0-2 pitch in there for a strike. Drinkwine goes down looking. Just the 3rd strikeout of the night for Monahan, as the Bolts have been tough to put down at the plate to put the ball in play. So Mikey Sullivan steps in. Sullivan is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch, and he shows bunt and then pulls back and takes a ball inside. Monahan keeps questioning the umpire as to where these pitches are when they miss. So 1 ball, no strikes. First baseman Lamb is creeping in, and he pushes the bunt down the third base line. Cardona throws to first, not in time, and it goes past the first baseman Lamb. Right fielder Linner is coming over to field it, and Mikey Sullivan all the way to third on the throwing error. It's probably going to be a base hit. I think he had it beat. He probably shouldn't have thrown it, and I'll tell you what, Nunnally wasn't stopping. He was coming around third base full speed on the throw from Cardona. So they're going to give Sullivan a base hit, and then a throwing error puts him at third base, and Nunnally scores on the throwing error. So 5-2 now with 1 out. And a breaking pitch in there for a strike. I don't laugh too many times, but that was horrible. Sullivan at third with 1 out. Tyler Rowling steps in, 1 for 2 tonight. Came around to score in the 4th. And he bunts it down the third base line, a little safety squeeze, and Sullivan's in there, and Tyler Rowling beats it out for a base hit. Beautiful bunt by Tyler Rowling down the third base line, and Cardona had 1 play and 1 play only, and Rowling just beat it out. So an RBI bunt single for Rowling on the safety squeeze makes it 6-2. The umpire wants to talk to the Potomac Falls head coach about something. Not sure what it is, but with that, Matty Coleman's going to step to the plate. Coleman 0 for 2 tonight. Reached on an error and scored in the 4th. So Monahan still in trouble here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 runs across. 6-2, the Bolts lead. Rowling at first. Coleman steps to the plate, and he shows bunt and takes ball 1 high and away. They're just going to keep putting pressure on this defense right now that has made 3 critical throwing errors on bunts down over to first base. The 1-0 pitch bunts it down the first base line. Monahan stumbles off the mound, but gets there to make the play. So a sac bunt for Coleman. Moves Rowling over to second base. And that'll bring up Andrew Webb. Webb's RBI single. In the fourth, broke the tie. And he fouls that one back off of Strange. No balls, one strike. So 2 across for the Bolts here in the bottom of the fifth. They lead 6-2. Sort of a crazy inning with all kinds of stuff. Safety squeeze, sacrifices, throwing errors. Here's the 0-1, way outside. Strange backhands it, keep it from the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. So early in the game, it had all the billings of Sproat and Monahan, 2 big right-handers, hard throwers, pitching duel. But the Bolts have just worn him down as he fouls that one to the backstop. 1-2 now. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, Rowling at second. Here's the 1-2. Gets a piece of it, fights off a fastball and fouls it off. Good at bat by Andrew Webb. Webb came in batting .308. He's 1 for 2 tonight. 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch outside, 2-2 now. Two-two pitch. Line drive, base hit. He throws the bat at it, gets out into center field. Rowling on his way from second to score and makes it 7-2. And Andrew Webb with his second RBI single of the night. That's just a great bit of hitting right there. He just throws the bat out at it, gets enough on it, and drives it into center field over an extended Bryce Thunstrom at second. And Potomac Falls coach out to the mound. We'll see if there's going to be a pitching change. He's going to talk to Austin Monahan as 3 across this inning. Has broken this game open 7-2 now with Andrew Webb. And that's going to be it for Monahan as he gets a handshake from the coach and a hug from Strange. And he'll leave the game to a pretty good applause from the Panther fans. He's greeted by his teammates as he leaves the game. Down 7-2, still responsible for Andrew Webb. So right-hander Nathan Paraga is on in relief as Monahan departs. Paraga would take the DH spot probably, right? So Paraga, the right-hander, will warm up as the Bolts lead 7-2. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. So Evan McCarter's going to step to the plate with 2 outs. Andrew Webb at first base. McCarter's 0 for 2 tonight. And swings and misses. Throw down to first and a pickoff play from Strange, and Webb dives back safely head first. So again, a little bit of velocity difference between Monahan and Paraga. It looked like McCarter was a little bit out ahead of that one. Here's the 0-1. Breaking pitch stays outside. 1-1 now. 3 across for the Bolts here in the bottom of the 5th, and they lead 7-2. Webb with a short lead at first. Paraga's set. Here's the 1-1. Up high, 2-1 to McCarter. We'll have to wait and see what the batting lineup looks like with Paraga entering the game. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2-2 now. If he's actually going to replace Monahan, or Monahan becomes the DH. Two. Strike 3 called. That appeared to be up a little bit, but McCarter will go down looking for the 3rd out of the inning, but the Bolts put 3 across, and they extend their lead 7-2. We go to the top of the 6th. It'll be 6, 7, 8. Lamb, Bransford, and Cardona against Matt Coleman. The lefty will be back in just a minute. I know, I didn't even let you get to the good part of that song. I'll just start a little bit deeper into the song. Casey Lamb, the first baseman, is going to lead things off against Matt Coleman, and he takes ball 1 outside. 7-2, Bolts lead this one. Lamb's 1 for 2, singled in the 2nd and struck out in the 3rd. Here's the 1-0, and in there for a strike, catches the outside corner. One, breaking pitch, just misses outside. Here's the 2-1, ground ball up off the rubber, high hop to Burpo at second and throws in the dirt. It gets past Webb, but Nunnally backing up. That was a crazy play. That was a base hit up the middle, basically. It hit the rubber, bounced straight up in the air, and Burpo actually made a play on it behind the second base bag. Had to rush his throw a little bit and threw in the dirt. So a leadoff single for Lamb. And that brings up Bransford, who takes a strike. Bransford's 0 for 1 tonight. His sacrifice bunt in the 2nd and then flew out to Newell in the 4th, who made a beautiful running catch. Line drive right to Burpo. Doesn't catch it. Throws to Tyler at 2nd for 1. Not in time. Little snow cone. Kenny's going to go out and he's going to go out and ask, because I thought he has his glove underneath it, but no, Burpo's telling him don't bother. Our kids are too honest. He got a glove on it. It was a sinking line drive. It must have just rolled out of his glove, but we got the lead runner as Brantford reaches on the fielder's choice. And Cash Cardona, the third baseman, the lefty. Wow, I'm speechless. 1 ball, no strikes. Beautiful breaking pitch by Coleman. I think the umpire gave up on that as much as the batter Cardona did. Here's the 1-0. Fly ball into shallow left field. That's going to drop in front of Sullivan for a base hit. So Cardona fights it off and goes the opposite way, picks up his second hit of the night, puts runners at first and second with 1 out, and Michael Strange, the catcher, stepping to the plate.
Next up, number 4, Michael Strange.
Strange 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts tonight. And Coleman delivers low. Both strikeouts of Strange came via Meff. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Lefty came inside on the right-handed batter and tied him up a little bit. 1-1 now. Little fly ball into shallow center field. Newell was playing shallow, and he'll make the catch for the out. So 2 outs now. Runners at first and second, and Austin Ronaldo, the leadoff batter, steps in. He's been on base twice tonight. There they are. Very timely, our Geese. 2 walks, a walk in the first and a walk in the fourth, and a ground ball backhanded by Rowling. Throws to Burpo at second for the out. What a great play by Tyler Rowling out at short. Backhanded it, dropped to one knee, and a little sidearm zip to Burpo covering the bag for the out to retire the side. So no runs on 2 hits. They leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 7-2 Bolts will be back in just a minute. We'll continue let you get to the good part of this one. Thursday. Donovan Newell's going to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bolts lead 7-2. We'll be facing Nathan Paraga. Came on in relief in the 6th for Austin Monahan. Newell 1 for 2 tonight. Grounded out in the first. Singled and stole a base in the third, and then a sacrifice bunt in the fourth. And he flies that one to left. Ronaldo on the run, makes the catch for the out.
Next up, number 5, Jimmy Burpo.
That'll bring up Jimmy Burpo. Burpo 0 for 2 tonight. Walked and scored in the first, popped up in the third, and flew out to center in the fourth. So first time seeing Paraga. And takes outside, ball 1. There's a drive deep to left. Ronaldo going back, but he's there to make the catch right near the fictional warning track. So first 2 batters here in the 6th, keeping Ronaldo busy out and left. And that'll bring up James Nunnally. Nunnally 1 for 2 tonight. He's done a fielder's choice in the first, walked in the third, it was intentional, and then singled in the 5th. Started the whole thing off in the 5th. Started a 3-run inning that broke open a 4-2 game. First pitch is way outside, goes to the backstop, 1-0. That one's up high, 2-0 now. Outside, 3-0. The winner of this game travels to Riverside for the district semifinal game, as Riverside and Independence both had byes as the 1-2 seeds. So we will not be on the air for the next game if Lightridge holds on to win this. And ball 4 to Nunnally. Second walk of the game. The only way that we would be on the air for a district game would be if Independence is upset in their semifinal game, and then we would host. Nunnally takes off, pitches up high in there for a strike, and as Nunnally steals another base on a ball that the catcher had to stand up to catch. And Drinkwine wants to take a walk. If Drinkwine had swung at that, I think he would have hit the catcher in the back of the head. Drinkwine 1 for 3 tonight with a 2-run triple in the first, flew out in the third, and then struck out looking in the 5th. 0-1 now with Nunnally at second base and 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Paraga steps off and wants to talk to Strange, getting the signs straight, especially with Nunnally out at second base, I guess. So we'll broadcast any home game that happens. It won't be the next game if we win, if we hold on. If we win that game, Nunnally takes off for third, and that one's up and in. He'll take third base. So back-to-back stolen bases for Nunnally. If we host the district championship game, you'll see it on our schedule online, and you'll be able to click to listen. Here's the 1-1. Down and away, 2-1 now. Win tonight automatically puts the Bolts into the regionals if we hold on. Little ground ball inside the bag for a fair ball. Backhanded by Cadona. Throw to first. Great play. One hopper to Lamb over at first, and he backhanded it to retire the side. So 3 outs away from advancing to the semifinals as Coleman trots to the mound. It'll be Thunstrom, Bell, and Virgil. 2, 3, 4. We'll be back in just a minute.
Don't think I've ever seen your kind of pretty. Wandering around this midnight madhouse city. You got a look that says you got it all together. So if you don't mind, I'd like to know you better. Take me the long way around your town. Were you the queen with the silver crown? I want the secrets you keep, the shine underneath of the diamond I think I just found. Take me the long way around. I'd love to see just where your daddy met your mama. You hand me down 99 Impala. Show me the field you danced in clover, the harvest in October, when the leaves fall from the sky just like a Sunday drive. Take me the
So Matt Coleman on the mound, trying to close it out here for the Bolts. Bryce Thunstrom leads things off and swings and misses at the changeup. Thunstrom is 1 for 2 tonight. Single in the first, hit by a pitch in the third, and grounded out in the fourth. Takes a strike on the outside corner. So Matt Coleman ahead 0-2 quickly. That one's in the dirt, 1-2. Newell in center and McCarter in right are playing shaded towards right. McCarter's in a little bit. Everybody else straight away. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Matt struck him out. Second strikeout of the night for Coleman. And that'll bring up Caden Bell, the DH. Fouls the first pitch back quickly, 0-1. 1 for 2 tonight is Bell. Sacrifice bunt in the first. Singled in the third and then struck out in the fifth. First batter that Coleman faced, 0-1 breaking pitch, stays up high, 1-1 now. So this Bolts team had a couple of tough losses to Potomac Falls during the regular season, as the 1-1 pitch is fouled back, 1-2. And probably playing their best baseball right now at a good time. So 1-2 to Bell. Here it comes. Just a little bit low. 2-2 now. Two pitch is fouled back to the backstop. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shortstop Jay Virgil on deck. Fly ball to right field. McCarter giving chase in foul territory and just can't track it down. It was just tailing away from him as he was running. I think it was tailing away just as fast as he was going. 2-2 pitch. Chopped foul right at the plate. Another 2-2 pitch from Coleman. Here it comes. That one stays outside, so a full count now. Fouls the 3-2 pitch up off the netting on the right side. Actually out of play, up over the netting. So Bell will see another payoff pitch. Coleman working quickly. Here it comes. Outside, ball 4, so a 1-out walk to Bell. And that brings up Jay Virgil. Virgil 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third, and then flew out to Newell in center in the 5th inning. That one's in the dirt. Good block by Nunnally. So the middle infield for the Bolts has been pretty much magical this season. This could be setting up for a 6-4-3 game-ending double play. Maybe it's going to be a 5-4-3 double play as the grounder to Drinkwine. And he throws to second for one, and then the throw to first is in the dirt, and Webb can't come up with it. So Virgil will reach on the fielder's choice and move to second on the throwing error. They'll charge Burpo with the throwing error. And Virgil will end up at second base. And that'll bring up Nathan Paraga. Paraga replaced Monahan on the mound. That one's lined foul up over the home dugout. That evens the count at 1-1 Paraga, the first time we played here a couple weeks ago, was 1-4. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. So 1 strikes. Crowd on their feet. Wanting the punch out. Here's the 1-2 from Coleman. Fouls it away. Spoils a good pitch from Matty. Time called by Paraga as Coleman took just a few seconds too long as he just started his delivery. Now he's set. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. Rowling comes across and can't make the play. He would have had to rush it anyway. Burpo keeps it on the infield, keeps the run from scoring, so it'll be an infield hit for Paraga on the slow grounder. Virgil moves to third on the play, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Casey Lamb. 2 singles tonight, 2 for 3. And Brandon Bishop is going to run for Paraga at first as a courtesy runner for the pitcher. So Bishop at first. Virgil at third. 2 outs. Lamb takes a strike on the outside corner. That one's fouled to the backstop. So quickly 0-2 to Casey Lamb, right-handed hitting first baseman for the Panthers. Coleman stands in, runners at the corners, 2 outs. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Matty struck him out, and the Bolts win 7-2 over Potomac Falls, and they'll advance to the district semifinals against Riverside. Scheduled to be tomorrow night, weather pending, but second playoff win in Lightridge history, as 2 years ago they upset Dominion High School, the number 1 seed. Lost last year to Broad Run in the first round. This year, make Potomac Falls the victim of a 7-2 Bolts win as they advance. So Riverside tomorrow night at Riverside, semifinals of the district. So from everyone here in the press box, after a 7-2 win, good night.